Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for those of you joining us live, and then we're also broadcasting onto Facebook. So hopefully we have people joining us on Facebook as well. And we're also recording this because we had quite a lot of people ask for the video who weren't necessarily able to be here live. But I'm excited to have you all with us today, and I'm excited to be talking with you from the University for Peace, which for those of you who don't know it well, UPeace was started by the General Assembly of the United Nations in 1980 and is a really unique place in the world where we're aiming to fight for justice and peace by addressing some of the root causes of conflict that happen all around the world. And we do this by helping people get the skills and tools and inspiration that they need to make positive impact in the world that they have an influence over. So everybody brings their passions and has their local context. And what we're trying to do is give people the capacity that they need to do their very best at creating positive impact. And we're lucky to have with us today Frank Msambya, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Frank, who is a recent graduate of our Global Leadership Diploma. So some of you may know that we're currently doing a scholarship opportunity where we have 3 full scholarships to give away to diplomas either in global leadership or in social innovation, 2 of which we're giving from the University for Peace. And then this year, we're really excited that we also got sponsorship from a local Rotary Club in Plymouth, Massachusetts, who's sponsoring a scholarship as well. And so as we're offering this new scholarship, which by the way, the deadline for handing in your application is on April 17th, and I'll make sure that the address gets put up online in Facebook so that you can see it if you haven't seen it yet. But we did a similar initiative last year, and Frank was one of the winners of the scholarship program. So we thought it'd be really fun to talk to him, learn more about his trajectory, what he's doing, and also how the diploma has helped him or influenced him along the way, so that you guys can both meet somebody doing really great and inspiring work and also learn a bit about the program along the way in case you're inspired to apply. So Frank, good morning. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Bujumbura right now, Bujumbura, Burundi. For those who don't know Bujumbura, it's the capital city of Burundi. And Burundi is in the center of Africa and is the heart of Africa. It is one of 4 nations that make up the Great Lake region, thereby strangling boundaries with the east and central region of the continent of Africa. So Burundi also is part of East Africa community. Yeah.
Probably a place where a lot of the people listening today have never been and don't know well. So we'll be excited to learn more about that as we learn about your work.
Yes.
But as we get started, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your background? What brings you to be the person you are today?
Well, normally I'm from Democratic Republic of Congo, married to my best friend of 8 years. She's a Burundian national called Jackie. We have a son of 1 year and a half. And I have a bachelor degree in community development from Daystar University in Nairobi. And a diploma in global leadership now that I got last year from UPeace, and a certificate in leadership in the public sector from UNITAB from Geneva, Switzerland. So yeah, on top of that, I speak 7 languages: French, English, Swahili, Kirundi, Kinyarwanda, Bembe, and Lingala. So that's just an add to what I can say for now. So briefly, servanthood is at the heart of everything that I do. I'm known for having a very strong sense of justice, duty. I like to make people feel protected, even when I might not be protecting myself. So, yeah.
That's pretty amazing. It's a strong and extremely international background. What got you started? You said you were from the Democratic Republic of Congo. How did you start having international experiences? What was your first sort of step outside of Congo?
It was in 1990 when I got a scholarship to go and study in Kenya. A missionary couple, you know, they saw potential in me, and they decided to pay for my school fees. Knowing the African families, you know, being the firstborn in a family of 9 children, living under $1. So I couldn't make it to the university, you know, but somehow, with God's help, that's American couple step in and say, hey, we will help you here. And it wasn't easy for me because French is my first language. So I had to learn the English that I'm speaking to you right now for an entire semester before I take my academic courses. So at that time I had, you know, you think in French and you write in English. But I made it.
Got through. That's pretty amazing, though, to see what a difference it can make. One person investing in another person's future, right? Opens up so many doors.
Yeah.
So I actually remember clearly reading your scholarship application last year because I thought it was obviously it stood out from the rest. Just so everybody knows, we received last year over 100 scholarship applications and we were able to accept only 2. So Frank was very high up there on the list. But I remember, Frank, that in your scholarship application, you wrote about working with schools in an indigenous area of Burundi with the Batwa people. Can you tell us a little bit more about that project and what you were working on?
It was in 2002 when I consulted, you know, earlier I told you servanthood is part of everything I do. So I had this kind of passion for undeserved people. So in 2002, after consulting with friends, you know, here in Burundi and international friends in the US, they came up on board in 2022 to help fulfill this dream. And now in an area called Kayanza, we have the first modern fully operational school for the Batwa called King Hope School. So it was funded by a church, you know, based in Oklahoma called King's House Church. So there are 2 modern buildings now. And one is a preschool and the other is a secondary school. So to me, that was historic, you know, it was historic and the transformation, to say the least, it's unexpected and it's life-changing, to say the least. So we are still working on the other project, which I will talk to you later. And even the project that we are working on now, it was part of my diploma program because I had to present it to professors and make changes, collecting data, research, and all those kind of things. But that I'll talk to you about that later. So, yeah.
Were there no schools in this area before, or what is it like there?
No. I don't know if we can have a projection of that video that I send you, so you can see how we managed to visit the area and see where the land and how we can do, we can raise funds for that. So it's worked very well. I think if it works, you can make that projection and see if that video works. Is it
That's
possible?
a great idea. Frank sent me just a short video. It's 2.5 minutes. I'll share with you guys about the area, and then we'll continue the conversation afterwards. Here we go.
Burundi, a small country in Eastern Africa, is as beautiful as it is poor. Riddled from years of civil war, is a home to a minority tribe called the Batwa, with no land to call their own, with no assistance of any kind. This tribe has become a people with no hope. Difficult work starts at a young age, where even the dream of someday owning a car in reality is out of grasp. Even a basic education for the Batwa is only available to 4% of their population. So what can be done? Who will come to the aid of these beautiful people? 20 years ago, one man had a dream to bring education and hope to his own people. After years of struggle, Everest was only the second Batwa in history to obtain a university degree and later became a member of parliament. The trip was made to Mwendo, a small village that is desperate for help. Greeted by the entire village in celebration with laughter and tears, a sense of hope returned to the spirits of a forgotten people. Overlooking this beautiful valley will soon be the location of the first school for the Mwendo village, a place for children to start a new way of life. The school will provide more than just an education. It will bring a new sense of confidence and pride to a village that deserves it. It will be proof that God loves them, and there is a church family from across the ocean that is here to demonstrate that love in a real and practical way. A new era is dawning for the Batwa. Can you feel it? Are you ready? The place is here and the time is now. Introducing
Fantastic.
What a beautiful video.
Yeah, it was professionally done. Yeah, so that was in 2009 when the church agreed to come all the way from Oklahoma. They came with my boss, and we toured the land, meet the people, and talk to them, because that was their need. They needed that school there. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, when did you, or how did you become passionate about education as a way to aid development?
As I told you, I was supported. My parents couldn't afford to take me to the university. Yes, they paid for my high school, primary school, but university, it wasn't that possible, okay? So when I graduated, and also, it's like it was just my destiny, you know? Got a job in the US to work with the fundraising office, where I coordinated the scholarship to mobilize resources for the African student. So I was the liaison between Africa and the US. So I work with Daystar US there. And then I was sent back to the university back in Kenya to work in the resource mobilization office, where I spent like a year or two before I joined my current organization that I'm working with, Legacy of Worship International. So to me, that created something special in my life, okay? So I was like, I have to be there for others, okay? Especially if we talk about education, because I'm a living testimony for that.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah.
thinking about that original project and that video you just showed us, fast forward today, obviously you sent that information to us about that project last year. What's happened in the past year? How have things moved forward?
Before, when we were doing thing, it's like I was all over the places, okay? Now I feel as though I have turned a professional corner, you know what I mean? After the recent accomplishments, taking, this course, it's like opened my horizons in how I speak to donors, communicate with them, the needs here. When I talk, with the board of directors, and I feel energized and on top of the game, because I exude that confidence. Isn't that a good feeling, right? So it's different. It's different. And if as I told you, they are apart the school. Yes, the school is there. The kids are going to school. Everybody is happy, but there are other projects specifically that I initiated, I came up with. It was approved by the board, and I brought it to UPs during my program, worked on it thoroughly. So I'll talk to you about that when we in the next question, I think, if that's allowed. So
yeah, I was gonna lead into sort of the diploma itself, how you took the global leadership diploma and finished within a year. For anybody who knows our programs, you can take up to 18 months to finish a program, but if you're dedicated and you go through it, you can get it done much more quickly, which is what Frank did. So I just wanted to hear about your experience within the program and how it went for you.
The way the courses are structured, they are very well structured. So it was up to me to organize myself, okay? And considering the fact that it is done online, I have to program myself, my schedule, everything, and put it together, because it's not like other online courses. So you interact with the professors, they bring in the visitors, you talk to them, you ask questions. And I mean, to me, I was very flexible, and it allowed me to take it, I think, within a time frame of seven months, I guess. And I finished everything. So thanks to my superiors, they allowed me to do that. And yeah, and I had to take that opportunity. As I told you, when you are given that opportunity, you just move along with it, and you move forward, you know. So yeah.
So as you mentioned, there's a fair amount of flexibility in the program. You got to choose which courses you wanted to take. Is there a course that stands out to you when you look back and think about the experience you had? Is there one that stands out to you as having been really impactful, or that you enjoyed a lot, and tell us why?
You know, what I can say is that, as I told you, I chose 5 courses. And within those 5 courses, they complete each other, okay? It's like a chain of reaction. You take this one, when you finish this, you go into other one, and you see that this one complete the other one. What was missing in the other one is complete this one. So to me, that was fantastic. Okay, so well, and my favorite part of the program as a learner is that I was prepared to listen to the professors. You know, as you know, they put plenty of energy into creating this environment where everyone feel at ease. Okay, and you are listening and taking a cup of coffee, taking your sip your water, and it was marvelous, you know. And yeah, my takeaway.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I heard I heard a rumor. I was asking around about your experience in the program with our professors, and I heard that you actually received some funding after taking one of our courses. And I was wondering if you could tell us.
I was planning just to talk to you about that, because it's, as I told you, you know, you have these professors who are putting a lot of energy and teaching you on how to make things happen, not only to learn. They teach you how to make things happen strategically, how you can approach your donor, and that happened in my tackling finances in the social sector. We were asked to pitch our project ideas to potential donors. Okay, so I contacted a Christian foundation that is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that I know, you know, and made a pitch that is well organized, you know, and told them the story of my idea that I'm working on right now, and I'll talk to you about that. Not just, you know, how you talk to some donors just need facts, you know, figures and things, but you know, when Shelley Gavin teach you this, how to make a pitch, there's that human terms that you have to use to be part of your story. All right. So they agreed, and you know, before I knew it, I was sent a letter. I saw an email that we agreed to give you guys to support your efforts, you know, $5,000. And as we speak now, they agreed even to increase it at $10,000 a year, just supporting the efforts. All right. So I didn't give them the figure, thank you, you know, but there is those strategic way of talking to donors, to stakeholders, and that is this program is all about. They teach you, they equip you with necessary tools, all right? So when you go out there, you make things happen, you know, yeah. So thanks to Shelley Gavin. If he's hearing me right now, I think I salute her.
She's a pretty amazing, I must say, as director of the Center for Executive Education, I think one of our biggest assets are the amazing facilitators we have in our program. But Shelley runs a course called Tackling Finance in the Social Sector, from fundraising to impact investing. And she's incredible.
Amazing.
But most of the professors are, which is something I think we're really proud of and happy to be able to put forward, because it makes all the difference. But really exciting to hear you had such a good experience in that course. Were there any other specific courses that stood out to you?
Well, as I told you, all the courses were great, but there is something that some courses offers that are so spacious that you feel like, wow, you know, where was I all this time? I mean, like in the entire program, I can say what I took from positive leadership courses was that, the power of acknowledging my vulnerability as a leader. I mean, thanks to Mohit again, he equipped you as a leader very well, and you understand, because hey, we are not supermen and women in all this. You hit frustration and all these kind of things. The pandemic is there, but hey, just be happy. Do your best. Okay, accept that this one, it didn't work, it will work the next day. Okay, so that was my takeaway. So you come to other courses like Mission Impossible, measuring outcome and impact, those kind of things, monitoring and evaluation, and in any projects. Okay, what is measured will be always done.
Mm-hmm. It's about goal setting and being able to,
exactly.
Advances.
You take the skill for effective communications. They teach you how to relate with your coworkers, with those office politics, all those kind of small conflicts. You know how to work and relate with your coworker, how to resolve those kind of small conflicts within the office, within the community. When you go, you meet those villagers and all those kind of things, So come to tackling finances and all those kind of things. They teach you how to make things work, how to communicate with stakeholders, donors, board members, all those kind of things, how to follow up, So again, those were part of my favorite courses, I can say. And I really enjoyed it. And somehow I missed them.
Well, that's great to hear. I think you touched on.
I've already graduated.
It's true. No, I think you touched on something really important there, in that I think one of the main points of the program, and anybody who's thinking of doing it, they should understand that it's about practical outcomes, that it's not about just academic learning as much as you have to understand the theory behind things. At the UP Center for Executive Education, we very much want people to be able to put things into action. And a lot of times that requires a different set of skills than just learning about the theory, right? You want to be able to practice it. And all of the classes are really centered around the people who are taking them, so that their final project or what they're working on is, how am I going to apply this to my job, to my life? So it's
Exactly.
great that you were able to get that out of it, because that's exactly
Yeah.
what
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah.
And just for anybody who's watching, so Frank took this from the point of view of somebody working in humanitarian aid and NGOs. We have a lot of people who come through the program who are on that side of things. We do also have a lot of people who are in the corporate space, or who are social entrepreneurs, or who are going through some sort of transition and looking for more meaning in what they're doing. So some of the courses are specifically applied towards working in the social sector, and others are more about sort of self-exploration and development. And then others are actually directly applicable to the more corporate sphere as well. We do have courses on building effective teams and organizational happiness. And so there is a wide array of what's out there. And now, Frank, we're coming up on the end of our time. So I just wanted to quickly say to you that I checked in with a bunch of our professors and everyone just said you were such a pleasure to have in the program, and really engaged and active in every course. So I want to give you a huge thank you for that, because that makes all the difference from our end. And then before we open it up to questions, do you have any advice for anybody who's thinking of applying for the scholarship this year? Anything you'd like to tell them?
This not only I've been saying this, I've been encouraging everyone who wanna go back to school about this, that education is a never-ending process. Okay.
Agreed.
You just have to have the intention to pursue your dream. That intention, it gives you a drive to move forward. Okay. And and grab any educational opportunities that is at your reach. If it's come, just push, just apply, just learn, never stop. Okay, never quit, no matter what. That's what I always say. And for those who feel that they are called to be entrepreneurs, to lead, you know, the global community, you know, social entrepreneurs, leaders. I mean, this program is for you and the organization. That's what I can say.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's lovely to hear your words. And now I would like to open it up for questions. Anyone who's on Facebook, you can write in questions and we'll be able to see them here. We have comments coming through of just how wonderful this is, Frank. And we have a question here from Ruben, who says a big congratulations and that it's amazing and inspiring to hear you, and asks if you can tell us what challenges you experienced during your studies with UPeace.
The challenge, can you please repeat again?
What challenges you experienced during your studies at UPeace? Were there any things that were challenging about it?
Oh, okay. I don't think I had any challenge, but I had worries, because the course is being done online. Okay. Sometimes, Ruben, you are aware, you know, the internet connections and all those kind of things, the time zones. Once you know there is a blackout and things like that. But that was part of my worry. But if you are well prepared, and I was well prepared, you know, from day one, I was well prepared for this. Make sure the internet bundles are enough, you know, for in my tablet, so I can, you know, I can follow up and make sure I have everything all set. And if there is a blackout, I have a generator already on the back door and to bring back the light so I can continue my studies. So Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had any challenge. I had only worries. That I can assure you I had that. Because sometimes we could have, and in a place, the internet in Burundi, it's smooth. It's smooth, it's fast. Comparing to other countries in Africa, like DRC and other places, it's super slow, you know. And Burundi is just,
Well, I can tell you, even from Costa Rica, we have frequent power outages, and I'm always worried about that as well. So just so you know, you're not the only one. This is definitely one of the challenges we, even as organizers, are aware of. When you put together a global program, inevitably everybody has their own situations that they're up against. So I'm glad you were able to make that work. We have another question that came in the chat box from Mona Lee, which says, is there a networking component included in the program, for example, with philanthropic or donor communities?
Okay. May you please repeat again? Is that for me?
Sure. You can answer it, or if you don't want to, I'm happy to as well. The question is there a networking component included in the program, for example, with philanthropic or donor communities?
Well, in tackling finances, that is where we learn all those kind of things. You know, if I understood very well the question.
Yeah, and I can piggyback on that and say that the Tackling Finance class is the course that's specifically about working with donors. It's not as though every course does that, although a number of them touch on different pieces of running an organization or starting an organization or a project, because many people within the program are doing that. There's a lot of networking amongst the participants, and there are participants from all around the world. So that's one piece that I hear stories from people who have gone through the program who have supported each other in different ways because they've met through the program. And then in the actual Tackling Finance class, there's a lot of emphasis on how to approach people and some of the tools for doing it, but not necessarily an introduction to a lot of donors. And there's actually a very specific reason behind that, which is that our participants come from all around the world. They're working on different areas. Some of them are working in education. Some of them are working in environment. The types of donors that one would approach for each different sector and from each different country can vary so widely that what we're doing is more trying to give people the skills to be able to do it, but that research piece of who to approach is a little bit on each individual, although we do share some resources, but really it takes a lot of time and energy to find the right donors for you, depending on your organization passion. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, to add to now I have a picture of what she or he was asking, because that's because because in any organization you can have regular donors and lapsed donors. Okay, so they teach you, if there are donors who did supported you before and they are not supporting you, they clearly teach you how to create a map, you know, of how to contact those donors. Strategically, you communicate them well and you follow up on that. Okay, so the course, it's equip you with tools. They don't give you the list of donors, but they teach you how to research for donors. Okay, how to research donors, time frame. Okay, how many time, look at donors, those donors who send the call for proposal once in a year, twice in a year. They teach you how to be aware of all those components to build, so you can build a pool of donors for your organization.
That helps a lot, I think, Frank. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see, are there any other questions at this time from anybody either alive or out there in Facebook world? It looks like maybe not. Well, Frank, you've gotten in the chat box a lot of gratitude and messages of inspiration. One question just came in from Vishwas. Any tips for the application?
Application
For the scholarship competition for the diplomas at UPs.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good question. Secret code. uh, let me tell you this. Everyone has his own calling. Okay. If you are called being a leader for your community or in your country, or you are called for being a social entrepreneur, just articulate that in your application. What make you who you are now, and why, why do you think you deserve this scholarship? I mean, that's the only code that if you want, you want to convince Julie. Okay. Yeah. Calling and how passionate are you doing what you are doing now? How this project or program you are doing is going to impact your community or your country, or your people. All right. Those are the thing. I think I don't want to give all the secret code, but I think that's the basics.
I love it, Frank. The first thing I was also thinking about was passion. When we read them, we're looking for people who care about what they're doing, are serious about what they're doing, want to give back to the world. And just so everybody knows, we've done this 2 years in a row, and the winners have been so varied. We've had winners from Eastern Europe, from India, from Guatemala, and we've had Frank. We've had young people who are just starting something and are excited to start something, up to people who are fairly advanced in their career and at a point where they can move it forward. So there is no secret code. The idea is that we're looking for individuals from a variety of contexts who we think this is going to be able to push them forward in making positive impact in the world around them. And just so everybody knows, as a final thing, and then we'll close up, we do have these 3 full scholarships. We will also be offering lots of partial scholarships, either to the full program or to single courses. So we do encourage everybody to apply, because we use this as a time in the year when we can try to open our doors a little bit wider to the community of people who would benefit from the courses. And we always sit there and wish we could give everybody a full scholarship, can't do it, but we try really hard to bring as many people in as we can. So, so yeah, we encourage everybody to apply. Yeah. Please, Frank.
I wanted to add that, because when you do this, that those professors that will be teaching you, they are just not only professors. They are people who are passionate about what they are doing. Okay, they know what they are doing, and they want you to excel once you graduate. Okay, somebody like Miguel, when it comes to monitoring and evaluation, I thought I knew it, but I was learning everything, every single day, new things. Yeah? So when you come, you talk about positive leadership, Mohit on top of the game. So, man, passion, that is key.
100%. I agree with you. Well, Frank, I want to thank you very much for being with us today and taking the time to do this. I think that your words have been insightful and inspiring, and hopefully, yeah, we're going to see more amazing people come through the program like you, able to take advantage of it and go out there and make a difference in their communities.
Thank you, Julia, for the opportunity and the honor. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone who joined us as well. And we'll sign off now before we've taken up too much of your time. But we encourage you all to apply, and we hope that everybody is a part of the UPeace community going forward, because we love the people in our community. It's what makes it fun and interesting. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.